Season 2010 started disastrously for Melbourne. Thrashed by Hawthorn, questions were raised about their direction under Dean Bailey, even when they improved in week 2 and suffered that heartbreaking loss to Collingwood. No one could have guessed what was coming. They overran Adelaide, which got people talking, and then took care of the struggling Tigers, courtesy of a powerful third turn. But then eyebrows were really raised when they thrashed the unbeaten Lions. But it's not just the 3 consecutive wins that has the Demons fans delighted. This young group of players are playing tough, tackling, hard-running footy, and their talent is there to burn and for all to see. But can they keep it going? To do so, they'll have to overcome a poor record against their opponents today, North Melbourne, and right here at Etihad Stadium. Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday afternoon footy. It's a big day for the Demons as they take on North Melbourne. Malcolm Blight has joined us here as well. Blighty, you being an old North Melbourne man who gave the Roos a bit of stick earlier in the year, you'll be really keen to see how both they and this very impressive young Demons side goes.
I couldn't agree more, Anthony. Their form has been good, hasn't it? It's been a revelation in the contest of this season, and the team, it's been a long time coming, but the young players are playing well.
There's going to be some questions answered today about whether they can keep it going right here at this stadium. It's a big game for Dean Bailey too. It's his 50th game, but more importantly, he wants to see this side continue on winning. Andy Barr is with the Melbourne coach.
You're going to learn a bit about your side today, I imagine. They probably go in the hunted against a pretty good outfit.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to come at the end of it and have a pretty good tape to look at, I hope. But no, I think it's going to be a close battle. I think she's going to be tight in the clinches. So I think if you're clean through the middle of the ground, I think whoever gets on top there will win the game. Have
you been noticing a discernible lift in confidence amongst the group over the last 3 weeks?
Oh, look, I think on the back of the three good performances, and obviously Collingwood's one, you've got to keep moving on there. You move on from last week to this week, and the boys have trained well. You know, their attitude's been great, so hopefully they get another reward today from their effort.
They got a bit of tall timber to throw at Mark Jamar today, who's been important for you. How do you give him a bit of a hand today?
Oh, Steffi Martin will do some of the ruck work with Russian as well, but you know, your conditions are good for the forwards to mark the ball, and we hope that ours mark them more often than theirs.
Good luck, team.
Thanks, Ian.
Back to you, Hutto.
Doesn't give a lot away, the old Dean Bailey. What about North Melbourne, Blighty? They've come back with wins against West Coast and Hawthorn since that belting.
Yeah, look, they have been good. The other thing with this game is quite strange, is that they are actually a younger team than Melbourne, which I found, when I was doing some numbers, I could not believe it. A bit younger and also in experience.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see their style of play too. I guess under Dean Laidley, they would have gone out and really locked the game down. But here they are in 11th position, North Melbourne, under Brad Scott. Melbourne are in the 8.
Yeah, it's a significant game. We know that. All games are. But this one in particular, if North can win it, they're on the doorstep again, and Melbourne is still hanging about. 2 that we all thought might be down near the bottom.
Very hard to pick a winner today, but to help us try and do that, it's a very good afternoon to Kelly Underwood and Luke Darcy.
Yeah, thanks for that, Hutto. Certainly round 6, who would have thought the D's playing to stay in the 8? Luke, as the boys said, 2 young, brash up-and-comers. This is a tough one to tip.
Well, we probably weren't eyeing this one off at the start of the season as one to look forward to, but really excited about today's game, Kel. We've got 2 young sides. There's quality young players in both outfits. Could go either way. I'm just favouring Melbourne. I think the last 3 weeks have been sensational.
Let's have a look at some of the mouth-watering matchups right across the board, and we'll start with the Roos forward line. I guess no Petrie still out injured, so David Hale's the one that probably really needs to stand up.
They started tall, Curl. They've got their 3 big tools, Hale, they've got Goldstein on the ground and also McIntosh in the ruck, so perhaps asking some questions of the Melbourne defence. Loving what James Frawley's been able to do, really just starting to establish himself. His role last week on Jonathan Brown was probably his best game.
The midfield matchups, it's like a glimpse into the future. Some young up-and-comers, some names some people might not really be that familiar with.
Just saw Bastanak opposed there to young Trengrove. We've got Tom Scully, the number 1 and 2 draft picks. Really excited to see them up close tonight, this afternoon, in only their 6th game. And some quality as well in the North Melbourne midfield. Andrew Swallow, great young player.
And then finally, Melbourne's forward line. A small forward line. It almost resembles the Western Bulldogs look from last year, Das.
Well, I think that's what they've got to offer at the moment. Bennell, Bate, Sylvia, Pettard, Davey. They're quick, they provide different matchups. So all of a sudden, Hanson's got to play on a small, Scotty Thompson's got to play on a small. It's dangerous, it's exciting, and it'll be a really interesting battle that part of the ground today.
Just confirming that one late change. So Jared Rivers, the late inclusion. You've got to feel for Geordie McKenzie. He had 22 touches, a career high last week, and he is out of the side. Hutto, on paper, it looks very, very promising. There's a lot to look forward to this afternoon.
Thanks, Cal and Das. Well, in his 15 13th season. Brent Harvey is always important for North Melbourne. We've noticed the way he and Daniel Wells, who's returned to form over the last couple of weeks, they love to combine with each other.
Look, they are, and they've been terrific together, and that's quite right. I think what they're going to have to do today is going to have someone up chasing them, so a bit of shepherd, a bit of protection for each other. I'd love to see that during this game.
Wells with 20 disposals and 2 goals. Both came from Harvey kicks. That one was a bit of an accident, but, I mean, they're just such important ball users. It's going to be interesting to see how much attention Wells gets and whether he can keep his form going.
And that's what they are, very, very good kicks, and that's what this team needs, and a lot of it.
Let's talk about Colin Sylvia briefly for the D's. A high draft pick. It's been a while in coming, but from about midway through last year, he's been important. 25 touches last week, 11 contested. Yeah,
and look, he's kicked goals too. We know that the last couple of weeks since he's been back. Look, he's been coming for a while. He is now one of their younger veterans. It is good to see him maturing as a player.
24 years of age. It's got the Demons fans very excited. I'm not sure how much room there is left on the bandwagon, but they're jumping on this afternoon at Etihad Stadium, and they would love to make it 4 wins in a row. Can they do it when they take on the Kangaroos? North Melbourne? We'll find out next.
Welcome back to Etihad Stadium. A big day for the coaches, as is always the case. That man on screen, Dean Bailey, one of the charters he took upon himself when he took over the senior job at Melbourne was to rebuild morale and get these people underneath him starting to believe that they were worthy again. And clearly that's starting to bear some fruit now. Brad Scott, new to the box, new to the job, came with fantastic credentials out of his playing ranks as an assistant coach at Collingwood, impressed everybody. Probably masterminded the victory last week against Hawthorn. That was out of the coach's box, that win came. Can he do it to Melbourne? They are the hot side here in the competition, one of them at the moment. Conditions here today are perfect. The roof's going to stay open, which is fantastic for the patrons here. Not so great for TV with those black lines all over the place. It's 22 degrees, the expected top. Already 21 inside, 19 out. So it's a fantastic day for footy. There's a swirly little breeze down here, but no excuses for the players here today. And the North Melbourne Footy Club, along with Sustainability Victoria, trying to do that a little bit to encourage everybody to be clean and green with these fluorescent green boot laces today, hoping to send the message about doing the right thing by the environment. The green message is always one that's worth listening to, and we've got a commentary team up there today that are very, very conscious about doing the right thing by Mother Planet Earth. Back to you, Hutto.
Well, thanks for that, Andy.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks. Good afternoon to you. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon down on the boundary, bright sunshine, Saturday afternoon footy in Melbourne, and the history isn't good for the D's heading in this afternoon. They've lost their last 6 here at Docklands, and they've lost their last 6 against the Roos. But Malcolm, I guess momentum and confidence is crucial in this game.
Absolutely, and one team that has it in bucket loads at the moment is the Demons, the Melbourne Football Club.
Brilliant, Blighty, to see Melbourne Footy Club a chance to win their 4th game in a row. Could have been their 5th if Ricky Pettard had taken that mark against Collingwood. Really excited just to see young. There's Pettard, who's been sensational. Trengrove and Scully, haven't had a chance to see them up close as we will this afternoon. And North Melbourne, some really exciting young players. Both sides will go in today and say, this is our game. This is the one that we're going to win.
Absolutely, and I hope both coaches take